Before we begin, understand this. Most danger doesn't announce itself. It doesn't scream or break down doors. It listens, it waits, and it learns. Imagine a crowded city, a hive of apartments, where everyone lives behind closed doors and thin walls. In this kind of place, stories travel fast. People share easily names, plans, daily habits. Nothing feels risky because the threat isn't immediate. It's not right in your face. It's just conversation. In one of these buildings, on the 4th floor, lived a young man named Alex. He was the friendly type, easy to talk to. He believed that silence created distance, but openness built safety and community. Alex had recently landed a big payment from some freelance work, and he was planning to use it to move abroad. He wasn't shouting the details from the rooftops, but he shared little pieces of his excitement with the people around him. Not exact numbers, not specific dates, just the general direction his life was heading. Downstairs from Alex lived a man named Owen. He was polite, always smiling. He'd borrow small things now and then, like a cup of sugar or a screwdriver, and he always returned them on time. He asked simple, casual questions, the kind of questions you don't think twice about answering. He never seemed to be prying, and he never wrote anything down. He just listened. Then, strange things started to happen to Alex. He began receiving emails, security alerts warning him about login attempts on his various online accounts. His phone battery started draining much faster than usual, as if something was running constantly in the background. Packages would arrive at his door, but they'd look off. The tape would be slightly askew, as if they'd been carefully opened and then resealed. But nothing was ever missing, in a way that made it even more unsettling. It wasn't a simple theft. It felt like surveillance. One evening, Alex was chatting with a few neighbors in the hallway. He was in a good mood, excited about his upcoming move. He joked about finally leaving soon. He casually mentioned the storage unit where he was keeping some of his more valuable belongings before the big trip. He even talked about his late nights packing and organizing, and he offhandedly mentioned the clever little code system he used to remember important numbers and passwords. He thought he was just making small talk. That very night, his storage unit was accessed. There was no sign of a break-in. The lock wasn't smashed. The door wasn't forced. It had been opened correctly, with the right code. Alex's heart pounded as he rushed over. When he got there, he found the most chilling scene of all. Everything was untouched. Not a single item was stolen. But things were different. Boxers had been rearranged. Certain documents were turned to face outward, almost like a display. It was as if someone had come in, reviewed everything he owned, taken inventory of his life, and then simply left. The creeping unease he'd been feeling for weeks finally erupted into pure fear. The comfort he once found in his friendly little community was gone, replaced by a cold dread. Alex started replaying every recent conversation in his head, every casual laugh in the hallway, every little detail he'd shared, every single sentence he had thought was completely harmless. And then, the pattern formed. It was horrifyingly clear. Owen's innocent questions about his work schedule, the neighbor's comment about his new laptop, his own joke about his memory system. He hadn't been robbed. He had been interviewed. He had unknowingly provided the map, piece by piece, to his own life. The questions weren't random. They were data points. Alex stopped talking. Completely. Friendly greetings in the hallway became a simple nod. Text messages from neighbors went unanswered. He changed his routines, leaving and returning at odd hours. The flow of information from apartment 4B stopped. And as soon as it did, all the strange activity stopped with it. The login alert ceased. His phone battery returned to normal. No more tampered packages. The silence he had once feared had now become his shield. About a week later, Owen moved out. There was no notice, no farewell gathering, no forwarding address. One day he was there, the next he was gone. His apartment was left empty, immaculately clean. It was as if he had never lived there at all. Alex moved out shortly after that. He didn't tell anyone where he was going or why he was leaving. He just disappeared. Back at the building, life went on. The hallways remained loud with laughter and chatter. New people moved in and shared their stories freely, believing, just as Alex once did, that openness created safety. But the unspoken rule of the world remained unchanged. Not everything should be shared. The most effective kind of theft, the kind that targets your information. Your identity. Your security requires a key. And that key is permission. Permission you often give freely, one word at a time. What you reveal doesn't just build connections. It teaches others how to reach you, how to find your vulnerabilities, and how to open your doors without ever having to break them down. Your words are the blueprint. Be careful who you give them to. Thanks for watching. Remember to think about what you share, and wheat warm. Stay safe out there. And if you found this story thought-provoking, consider subscribing for more content. See you next time.